It's October once again, so my master has been thinking a lot about spooky ooky games for different consoles. Last year I made a video on spooky games my master owns from the Game Boy to the PS2. This year, my master wants me to make a video on more modern spooky games. Some of them you may have heard of, some are hopefully new. So let's take a look, shall we? I previously talked about this in a video about my master's Wii games. It's a first-person horror game from Japan in which 4 friends are trying to escape from a purgatory, using their phones to teleport out. Parts of this game are spooky, but there are long bits of wandering around, and my master doesn't like first-person horror games. It's okay, but not essential. I also previously talked about this in the Wii games video. It takes place in the Himalayas in the 1980s, and is not played in first person. Huzzah! In the game, you're trying to find your missing younger brother. It delves into aspects of Buddhism and is uniquely different to other horror games around. Not expensive and worth a pickup. This is a light gun shooter, like House of the Dead and a prequel to the original Dead Space game. For an EA game, it's actually not terrible and you still get to dismember monsters in SD glory. If you like action horror, grab this. This is the original Japanese release on the Wii, which got a fan translation. It was developed by Grasshopper, who did the No More Heroes games. People liked it but complained about some game bugs. This later got a port to the PS4 and Nintendo Switch. This is a collection of House of the Dead 2 and 3 for the Nintendo Wii. They are rails shooters and you use the Wii as the light gun and it actually works quite well. You play as an AMS agent in Italy, searching for Agent G and investigating the zombie outbreak from the last game. These are straight ports of the 2 games, although the House of the Dead 3 features a bonus mode called Time Attack, in which health is replaced with time, encouraging the player to shoot faster and avoid damage as much as possible. They are great ports and worth keeping in your collection. House of the Dead Overkill is a new game in the series. It's a prequel to the original game and features Agent G as a young agent of the AMS teaming up with police detective Isaac Washington to investigate a mutant outbreak in Louisiana. It's a pastiche of grindhouse movies of the 70s and features a lot cursing and violence. This game was also ported to the PS3 as the extended cut. Exclusive are 2 new levels not included in the original Wii release: Naked Terror and Creeping Flesh. They both serve as a side street in between the main game, featuring Vala guns and a new female character, stripper Candy Striper. If you like the House of the Dead series, you'll enjoy this game and you should pick it up. Ju-On: The Grudge Haunted House Simulator was produced for the series' 10th anniversary. It's another first-person horror game and is centered on the Yamada family, who move into the cursed house from the movie. Wait, is this the Yamada family from Mr. Mosquito? What an incredible crossover idea! Several family members are playable characters and each story is viewed from the perspective of the character being played in scenarios called episodes. The flashlight is the only light source in the game, and if the flashlight runs out of batteries, the ghost will appear and kill the player, which will result in a game over. And if you stay in one place for too long or move too slowly, the same thing will happen. So this can be a real pain in the ass to play, especially because the game also features a mechanic that measures the Wii Remote's movements during gameplay, so that the more the player flinches, the worse their success rate becomes. The Wii Remote sensors are not exactly accurate, so it can result in some pretty cheap deaths. Not a terrible game, but flawed. Jesus Christ. It's another in this series. You play as scantily clad girls who chop up zombies with swords and other weapons. Guess why my master bought this game? You swing the Wii Remote vertically to slash at different angles, and also you can thrust. Shaking the nunchuck results in a kick. You can wield 2 swords, using the nunchuck as the second, but you will lose the kick. According to my master, it's fun in small doses but gets repetitive. This is the second in this series that takes the Resident Evil games and retells the events in them through light gun games. It's another rail shooter, with a co-op mode that you play with the Wii remote. It covers many of the events in Resident Evil 2 and Code Veronica, which my master insists is the last good new game in the series, not counting the RE1 remake, which he also likes, as well as a new scenario. There are multiple weapons, which are customizable, and the game adjusts its difficulty depending on how much you suck. It's a pretty fun version of Resident Evil and a pretty good light gun game. I previously covered this on my master's WiiU collection video. It's a first-person horror game made by Ubisoft where you have to navigate around London without getting attacked by horrible, mindless, savage creatures. In other words, a typical day in modern London. I previously stated that game was set in a version of England where Keir Starmer becomes Prime Minister and opens the floodgates to diversity. But that's actually come to pass. I hope that doesn't mean this game is going to become a documentary. Amazingly, for a Ubisoft game, you can actually play as a white male. It was also ported to the PS4 in Europe. Well, that's all the spooky DS games my master has. I'll be back soon with more of his spooky games for other consoles, including the PS3 and PS4.